Well, hello everyone, it's Interman103 coming to you with the recap of Round 5 of the global game we've been playing. Me, as the Axis General Fund, has been playing the Allies. And it is heating up for sure on all fronts. Now, it's been, global war has been on for quite some time. But the difference between the beginning of the game and this stage of the game is everything matters. Everything that you do really is important. Every little move you make has a huge impact on the outcome of the entire game. And if you do something just barely wrong, well, you suffer for it big time now. So, starting with Germany, here's a prime example of suffering from doing something wrong. Russia has continued to invade them and hold their lands, and Russia's getting a ton of money for that, and Germany is in no position to permanently kick them out right now. So that's something I totally slipped up as Germany, and all I can say is I'm not very experienced. I am a new player. I say that I've been playing for a few years, but playing with people and playing by yourself are two very different stories. So I am still learning a lot of observing different people's strategies, and it's interesting because it's different every time. So even though one game might work beautifully, you go to the next game and your opponent, just because they have a different outlook on the same country that you played last time, that country is doing something you've never seen before. Just because the person has different preferences, they have a different mind, and so that's one of the things I love about Axis and Allies in general is the replayability. But dang, boy, have I been woken up. Russia's slapping me in the face saying, "Hey, Barbarossa's important." I went for Sea Lion, America slapped me and said no, and then Russia slapped me and said no, and now Germany's just in the fetal position, crying in a corner, just waiting for the day that they get squashed. It's coming eventually, but we're doing the best we can to hold everyone off. And Russia, well, there you go. They've gotten the good end of that. They're getting those tasty monies, all that beautiful cash flowing in from the fatherland there. And they're not complaining one bit. They have a ton of artillery on the front line. They still have loads of tanks. And that is something the Germans, who historically are known for tanks, have produced very little of. I actually don't think I have purchased a single tank besides heavy tanks this entire game. And yeah, that's coming back to bite me, because I could sure use about 10 tanks right about now, and I have just a handful there in northern Italy. So another thing I learned is Germany needs a few tanks on hand at all given times. So noted, duly noted. But Russia, that's all they've really been doing is hurting the Germans' feelings. And up here, it's been a stalemate still between Japan and Russia. Neither side is willing to go in because whoever attacks, the defender is going to have an advantage. So neither side is willing to throw all their crap in there and just kill themselves to take back that one buck and, lose all their stuff and maybe get the other person down to an infantry, maybe two, maybe wipe them out, but die in the process, and it's just not worth it. So here in Asia, I suppose, since we're here, Japan had the 50-50. I mean, they're doing all right, but they're not doing so hot at the same time. Oh, I forgot to remove this roundel last turn. Yeah, they've been taking, and they haven't stopped taking, which is good, because as soon as Japan stops playing offensive, then they've pretty much lost the game. But they've been able to take something every turn, but the Allies are gobbling stuff back up, and I forgot to move that as well. The Allies have been starting to take back the Money Islands. They're starting to liberate China. China's actually getting their crap together, and they're building an army. They're even building cavalry, which are unique to this game. I know that Bloodbath Rules also uses cavalry. I don't know what the rules are for those, though. But yeah, China actually being a power which is rare, but they are, and they're coming back, and it's hurting. It's hurting Japan. But Japan did grab a victory point this turn. Their lighting's awful. But they're in Manila, and they have their fleet built up there, and another fleet there in the Carolines with their Air Force. And that's the main thing that hurt Japan is you can see there's basically no American ships in the Pacific. Japan wiped them out last round, but Japan lost a whole whopping ton of ships in the process. Against the American fleet, they lost a few, but against the British, that's where they lost the most. And so, yeah, they got rid of the Allied ships, most of them, but they lost a good chunk of their fleet in the process too. So now, it's really, they're just, all they can do is recover. They can't really, barrel or snowball, because you need a snowball for the snowball to get bigger. They're still packing the snowball before they can roll it down the hill, in a sense. So the Americans blew up a Japanese destroyer off the coast of Hawaii, because why not? And there's 6 bombers there, and that is absolutely mortifying for the Japanese, because most of their ships are surface warships, and if one of them gets caught as a straggler, then those B-17s, I believe they're going to make short work of any stray ships. So Japanese need to stay inside their territory for sure. So that about summarizes Japan. And Anzac, what have they been doing? Well, gobbled up Java. Their Air Force helped Britain liberate more of China, and then they're just building more stuff. More planes, more ships. They're definitely not modeling after the Japanese, because they haven't been able to build a lot of those two things. But yeah, just planes and ships, and that's pretty much it. And they're going to start shipping these guys all throughout the islands, start island hopping, taking the place of the Americans, since they don't have their transports out there. But yeah, the Commonwealth, they've been liberating China, and they took the one colony that Italy had left, or that there was one Roman colony left. They took that with some armored divisions there. But Italy had a reply. They did a power play here in Egypt, building a factory and amassing basically everything that they humanly possibly could, slapping it down there. But the British, they don't play. They don't play either. They got a mobile force and another bomber. And this bomber's been wreaking havoc on the Axis since the beginning of the game. No, there's 2. There's 2 now. So, it's gonna, yeah, the Italians have 2 bombers, but I've seen what the British bombers have done this game, and that's the Italian bombers have not done anything to that extent yet. So, we're gonna be keeping a close eye on this fella right there, okay? And the Americans, well, there's all their ships. Everything that could be in the Pacific, it's right there right now. And they're all having some beers and tea with the British there. Ton of land units just waiting, licking their chops to get a hold of this freshly undefended coast of Europe. We're going to see if they do it. We're going to see if they've got the guts. They got the guts to land, We're going to see. I don't know. They might. I did leave it undefended, but I have enough stuff, and I should be able to take it back. But this is the problem, again, with Germany, is they probably don't have enough oomph to take whatever the Allies take here and keep taking the Russian territories back. So I foresee a collapse of Germany in the near future. I hate to say that, playing as them, and again, I am doing everything that I can, that I know that I should, to stay in the game, but I don't see them being the ones to cause an Axis victory in this game. I screwed up from the very beginning with losing that fleet, that German fleet. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to see how much Allied stuff we can take down in the process. With that being said, I think that about summarizes spring 1942. So we'd be headed into now the fall of 1942, and looks like a good year for the Allies in Europe, and we're gonna see how Asia turns out. I'm excited about Asia because it's not set yet. Nothing is determined, and there's still a lot of things that can be done by both sides. So thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for watching to the end. Cinnamon 103 saying peace out.